two things I aspire today's sun will shine a light on. We have an opportunity to give Ryan a deep reverence from our hearts and to then use this circuit of connection to heal our hearts and our pain. To begin, I'd like to read a quote from Jack Kerouac. I hope it is true that a man can die and yet not only live in others, but give them life. And not only life, but a great consciousness of life. She went on to mention why she offered a quote from Mr. Kerouac, because like him, Ryan's life was raw, real, tough humanness, so much so that in the end he couldn't bear to allow many people to see it because of how heavy it all became. He bought a whole new level of how strong the human spirit can be, mentally and physically, and how terribly fragile it can be too. And for me and many others, it brought a next level consciousness and depth to our worlds that we'd never know otherwise. In so many ways, on so many levels, that will always remain with us, she said. And with that, I'd now like to offer a little light and peace to all of you. Things happening for a reason is not because you deserve it. From Ryan's accident over a decade ago to his recent death, how one soul decides or maps out how he is going to grow and go is unexplainable to another soul. Rather it be hardship, ease, abundance, pain, suffering, that's their mystery. We are not here to understand events like these, which may never seem clear from our human experience. So I invite you to see things with a higher consciousness from a perspective of eternity. And recognize the essence of life is love. So let this be an occasion for more love and more compassion. Have softness with yourself, and let's tenderly and all befriend suffering together. Transmute it to celebration of the times past and ahead. Suffering will show your strength just like it did from Ryan. That's from Danielle Laporte too. I know how much she meant for all of you guys. And now let's spread some fireworks and joy and love. All right?
Awesome. Thank you.
Woo!
how many people were on his side, especially near the end. He was very much in his own space and didn't want to share it with any of us. He called a few of us in the last moments to say, can you help me? And have my back. And those few people that he reached out to were all on his side. I just want to say, I love this man so much. And I'm extraordinarily sad that he's not here with us to share this because he has no idea how much all of you meant to him. I met him probably in like 95. I met him through my husband originally, Josh. He worked for transportation, which is, you probably heard a little bit of the story in the background. He had this amazing group of friends that were always there for him. And I love him so much. It's so hard for me to put my words together.
You're doing great.
Thank you. But he had a really rough road ahead of him. He was a super, super smart guy. Had a direction that he wanted to go in life. He always wanted to be a builder. He became a builder. He worked for this amazing company here in Summit County, which is Matheson Custom Builders. He did a great job for them over the probably 4 to 5 years. He was the first actually employee that Tony Matheson hired. And he did amazing work. He was an artist. Made a really bad decision one day and decided to leave his suspenders hanging really weird and fell on his hammer from about 11 feet. He hit about the T5 vertebra and became paralyzed. I know you guys all know the story, but I'm still putting it out there. And still aimed forward to be what he wanted to be, which was enjoy the great outdoors of what we have here in Summit County. He did that, and then went through a really bad experience somewhere in between, and didn't completely fulfill all of those goals, but still strived to move forward, and ended up where he is today, which we're all here to honor him right now. And Kyla, amazing suggestion to spread his ashes throughout this continent, because it's going to go to the Pacific and to the Atlantic on both sides. It's beautiful. And all of you guys here to honor him and share some food and everything, thank you so much for being here. If anybody has a story they would love to share about him, I think all of us would love to hear it. So please feel free to put it out there for us. Thank you so much for being here and honoring him.
Good job, Amber. That's not true because I don't trust myself enough.
Thank you, Jen.
Yep. This was several years ago, and it was one of like the worst snow years in Summit County. And it was Christmas Day, and Mark and I, my wonderful husband, and Ryan went skiing to the basin. And there was like a couple inches of fresh snow, and we skied down Sundance, which is one of my favorite runs at the basin. It's a great run. And we were skiing the like slough on the side, a couple inches, and Ryan was carving into his sit ski in the middle and just like tearing it up. And then we came here after, and Kyla was working, and it was this like just wonderful Christmas day, and we had such an amazing time together. And that's like how I'll always remember Ryan, is having this fantastic time with him and smiling. And we sat, I think they changed the tables now, it was like 41 or 42 over there, I think is what they called it then, and we like hung out after and probably got drunk, but it was fantastic. And, but that's how I remember Ryan, is skiing and shredding it up.
Come on, the boomer was so much fun for Ryan, because it would be like someone my height or Kyla's height could just like put our shirt right over his head and take it, right?
Call myself and say
was about a couple of days after Hoffman hurt his back, 2 or 3 days after, and me and Dave Delamora went down to go visit him, and a lot of the other bus driver crew was around, and he just opened his eyes, and he was kind of in a bit of a fog from all the painkillers and everything else that was going on, but he opened his eyes and he looked at me and he said, "Don't worry, Schmidt, I'll still show you how to get rowdy."